Hey everyone, welcome back to another Haolonggood review. Today we're taking a look at their Ouranosaurus. We now have two back-to-back releases from Haolonggood. The last was the previously reviewed Nasutoceratops. I think the Ouranosaurus was announced like maybe 2 weeks after the Nasuto was announced. So yeah, they're pumping out figures at a pretty decent pace. The next rumor is probably Kentrosaurus. I like how this company is focusing on African dinosaurs, other than Concherodontosaurus and Spinosaurus. It's cool that we're getting some diverse African species from them. Now, I ended up ordering these two figures from AliExpress. One thing about Haolonggood, their prices are very affordable. These Ouranosaur figures cost $20 each, so it makes it very easy to get both color variants. Now, if you'd like to pick up these figures, I'll leave a link down below to AliExpress if you'd like to purchase these for yourselves. Now, let's just go with the packaging really quick before we take a look at both these figures. The packaging is identical for both figures. You got both color variants right on the front of the box. Haolonggood logo down here. Ouranosaurus 135 scale. Product information on the top. You do have a check mark that tells you which color variant you're getting because the boxes are identical. And Haolonggood logo on the side. More pictures on the back. And that is really it for the packaging. So let's throw these two beautiful figures up on the turntable and take a closer look. And here are both figures out of the package. I have to say these figures are absolutely striking and beautiful once you have them in hand. I said it with their Nasutoceratops. You can't beat the value of these figures. They cost $20 each, and just look at that paintwork and the beautiful sculpting. I just love the color variation between both figures. Just with Haolonggood doing two versions, it feels like you're getting a male and female pair. My favorite is definitely the pinkish one with the blue. I just think it's a very, very striking color. Just really pops on the shelf. That one I'm considering my male. The green one is also beautiful. Just the paintwork on these is great. I just can't believe these cost $20. If this figure came up from PNSO, it's easily like a $38 to $40 figure. And getting two figures for 40 bucks. Like I said, the value with this company is through the roof for the quality of the figures you're getting. But like I said, they're just absolutely gorgeous figure. Now, however, they do have one major flaw. It's not bothering me as much as is other people, but there's really no excuse for it. But we'll get to that a little later on in the review. And now for some measurements. These figures are 8¼ inches from the tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, or about 21 centimeters, and they are 3¼ inches tall to the top of the head. I have a trend of the last two reviews of knocking over figures. So that was 3¼ centimeters to the top of the sail, or about 8¼ centimeters. So Ouranosaurus in real life is estimated between 23 to 27 feet long, or 7 to 8.3 meters. So I'll put these figures somewhere in the 134 to the 140 scale range. So these figures are going to fit in a lot of people's collections. And now let's zoom and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with this beautiful head sculpt. I've always liked the Ouranosaurus, and getting a nice definitive version of this species has been a top one of mine for a long time. I know there's the Patat version out there, but those are kind of hard to come by. But it's nice to see a modern take on this species. The head came out absolutely beautiful. The eyes painted in yellow with a black pupil. The beak is nicely painted, some bright yellow. Let's get the camera to focus in on that and stop my hand from shaking. Bright yellow, and it just transitions to a little bit of pink and into brown. We do have some striking bright blue snout at the top of the head that continues all the way down that nice muscular looking sail. You can see the underside is painted a nice light coloration. The scale detail and sculpt of this figure is just absolutely spectacular. Like I keep saying, I can't believe these figures only cost $20. The paintwork is just absolutely amazing. You have all this molted coloration down here. It's just light black and gray, mixing in with that peach color. You have some large osteoderms peppered throughout the whole entire body, going down to the arms, nice and muscular looking. Now here is the big problem with this figure. Ouranosaurus should have a thumb spike. It is related to Iguanodon, and I have no idea how they missed that and forgot it. The sculptor of these figures seems pretty active on the Dinosaur Toy Forum, and listen to people's criticism. So hopefully they do better. Same thing with the Nasutoceratops. Two great figures. The frill shape and the horn shape was different than the known material. So just these couple little things are holding these figures back from being absolutely great. So I do hope they improve on the accuracy on future releases, because I have a lot of high hopes for this company, because these figures are just absolutely extraordinary. Now going down to the body, just look at all that nice scale detail, folds and wrinkles. Going down to the very thick and powerful looking hind legs, you get some nice folds around the knee, bulging calf muscles, some dark coloration for the feet. You do have the toe claws painted in a very light brown color, and then going down to the nice thick muscular tail, and more of that peach coloration and black banding. Ends in this very, very bright blue. I absolutely love the blue on this figure. It just makes it absolutely pop on the shelf. Just all around a very, very nice looking figure. Now let's take a look at the green version. The beak is pretty much the same color transition as the blue one. You get that nice yellow transitions into that nice reddish color, just a little less brown on the edge of the beak. You see the nostril sculpting right here. Eye, same thing, yellow with a black pupil. You do have some white splotches all over the body, especially around the eye. You can see the mouth sculpted in right there. Here's a view from the top with that nice duckbill look. Going down to the rest of the body, you can see the sail is nice and muscular looking. You do have a hint of orange running along the ridge of that sail. You have some more nice white banding and striping all down the body. Just look at that immaculate scale detail. Same thing with the arms, nice muscular looking arms. Thumb claw is missing. Going down to the hind legs, you can see the osteoderms much more clearer on the green version than on the pink version. You get nice folds and wrinkles. Just absolutely love the sculpt work on these figures. It is so good. I just can't get over the value that these figures give you. You get some nice pink coloration for the underside and the flanks and the back of the thigh. And we didn't do in the last one, but we do have a nice bulging, puckering cloaca slit. And we all know I absolutely love those. Yes, I'm a freak. And then going down to the tail, it gets a nice scale detail, folds and wrinkles. And then the end of the tail ends in a nice bright orange with white stripe. And so, yeah, these figures are just absolutely extraordinary. Ouranosaurus has been like a top walk for my collection. And I do consider these my definitive version, missing the thumb spike. It's gonna be an easy fix for some people. Just get a little bit of like sculpting clay or any kind of hardening material and just sculpt it and just paint them in and just glue them to the side. We shouldn't have to do that, but hey, it is what it is. It's the one thing holding this figure back from being absolutely fantastic. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Collectase 140 scale human figure. And next up, let's do a couple of other Haolonggood figures. Here it is with their previously released Pseudo Ceratops, and I absolutely love both these figures. Like I said earlier, just the horn shape and the frills really held these figures from being absolutely spectacular. The Safari version I think is absolutely great, but since it's retired, these two are great subs in for that figure if you missed it. And next up, here is the Prehistroy, and here's the green version, and here is the red version. And I do like how this company is, giving a lot of attention to African dinosaur species. Unfortunately, with the Prehistroy, I don't know what kind of paint they use. They scuff so easily. Just my hand touching them rubs the paint off. You can see a lot of rub around the nostrils on both of these. I have paint rub all over the place. I'm gonna have to touch these things up and spray them down with like a matte coating to really protect that paint. With their other releases, I have not had any problem with the paint rubbing off, but for some reason with the Dinosaur release, they must use a different paint or something, and that's just unfortunate. But like I said, these actually dropped one of these before the review, and I did not get a mark on it, so they're definitely using a better paint and sealer on their figures. And next up, let's do some close relatives of Ouranosaurus. Here is PNSO's Iguanodon and Collectase Mantellisaurus. These are all hadrosaur forms, which are all in the same family with Ouranosaurus. And lastly, let's end with a nice group shot of the Elaraz formation. This is the formation that all these African dinosaurs are found in. So we got the GR Toys Spinosaurus, the Safari Nigrosaurus, here the Ouranosaurus, and this is the GR Toys Carcharodontosaurus. I think Haolonggood and GR Toys used to collaborate on figures early on, but Haolonggood went on their separate ways. I believe that is how the story goes. Don't quote me on it. And it's really nice to see all these African species together. And why not? Let's throw out the PNSO Haolonggood, so you can see how that looks. So yeah, pretty nice slice of the LRAS formation with all these species. I'm really looking forward to Rebor's Sarcosuchus to add to this. That's going to be a big crocodile figure for my collection. I don't buy a lot of prehistoric reptile figures, but I'm really looking forward to that one. So final thoughts on Haolonggood Ouranosaurus. I think they're absolutely fantastic. There's really no other company out there right now that gives you so much bang for your buck. These figures are absolutely beautiful. The paint jobs on this and their the Suiceratops are just absolutely top notch. You know, I love PNSO. I do feel at times that the figures are very overpriced, especially when we get figures like this for $20 each. You really can't beat the value of these. Now I know the lack of a thumb claw is going to be an issue for, you know, a lot of the people huge into accuracy. I love accurate dinosaur figures, but this is not a huge deal breaker for me. If you're just handy with a little bit of like sculpting putty or something, you can easily fashion some small thumb claws and just attach it to the figure. Like I said, we shouldn't have to do that. I have no idea how they missed that, but they did, and I just don't want to, you know, critique these figures too much because they're just absolutely beautiful, especially the peach and blue one right here. It just really pops on the shelf. So yeah, I do highly recommend these figures. And like I said at the beginning of the review, I ended up ordering mine from AliExpress. They're 20 bucks each. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to order these for yourselves. So that will do it for the review. I do have a couple other figures I need to review. Try to get those done over the weekend before I leave on my vacation. So don't see any reviews for a week or so. I will be away, and so that will do it. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.